I thought all our pitchers that came in, Greg Ferrone was awesome, Zane Adams, Austin Morris, Matty Heiberger, some really good guys right there that I thought did a tremendous job of just limiting really much of any chance that Manhattan had there. And then offensively, I think we're still finding our groove a little bit. We didn't just go out and go slug, slug, slug all day. But that's coming. I think the beautiful thing is we were able to execute at a really high level, and some guys had really good days offensively, just running off tough at bats, taking what they were given at the plate, and just a really good start to the year. We got to come out and finish tomorrow. I tell these guys sweeps are about character, so we got to come out and have a really good mindset tomorrow because we're going to get another good punch from those guys, and we got to be ready to go.
Question for Justin. You had a solid day with the RBI and the nice looking double play. Could you just kind of talk about making your collegiate debut this weekend?
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely not overwhelming, but like breathtaking experience. It was a lot of fun to be out here with the guys and just truly like seeing my first collegiate game. And it was truly just fun and just took it all in.
Coach, I just wanted to ask you about McCants. He's been really disruptive in the first two games. He looks comfortable. I know he hasn't really been in a groove since his freshman year at Ole Miss, but how have you liked his at-bats so far in the first couple of games?
Shoot, it's been good since August, to be honest with you. He made a couple adjustments when he came in, nothing crazy. That guy's full of talent and full of ability and just helped him work through a few things, and he had a great fall for us. He had an unbelievable preseason, probably hit dang near 600 in the preseason, so this is kind of just a culmination and a continuing of that, really. But I think you hit the nail on the head. He just looks comfortable. He's in a new place, but he's not familiar to this league. He's not familiar with or unfamiliar to some of this. So, he's been great. And I think him in the first inning really set the tone for the day. It's a lazy fly ball he hits, but he's not pouting. He gets out of the box, ends up at second base, steals third, and gets our first run on the board with a ball that barely left the batter's box, just being aggressive and setting the tone. And he's really right now what I want our offense to look like as a group collectively, man. We can steal base, we can drive the baseball, we're going to be aggressive on the base paths, and I think he really has embodied that in these first two games.
Justin, 2 games under your belt so far, and you got to see a lot of pitches today, almost an inverse golden sombrero, if you will, with the 3 walks. So how's it going to help you going forward to be able to see that much and get that experience?
Well, first off, I think, as a team, we've worked very hard on just putting up quality at bats. And for me personally, I think that, the more pitches that I see, the more pitchers and different kind of pitchers, different kind of at bats that I have, I think going in the future it will definitely help me just being great and having a good eye.
Yeah, Coach, you guys scored in every way besides the long ball. What would you say that says about your team?
I think that's huge because I think those are going to come. Obviously the wind shifted today, which I appreciated that. That was good. But it was chilly out there. Shoot, I felt more like a Maryland game than it did an Alabama game, to be honest with you, out there. But on days like today, those are going to come, especially, these guys do such a good job. And the way Coach Papio prepares them and gives them a plan and helps them believe in their plan and have just a concrete lockdown idea of what they want to do. Sometimes that's tough at the beginning of the year, because you don't know what these guys have. You have some video from last year, but for instance, that guy yesterday, he came in, it was low slot, 85, 87 with fastball slider. He comes in the game, it's 88 to 90 with a fastball changeup. So those are just adjustments in the beginning of the year that we have to do a good job of continuing to communicate. But I thought we were efficient. We use I love boxing stuff. We use the analogy all the time. And I told the guys before the game, it's jab, jab, haymaker. And when you can come out and throw a haymaker in the first, that's fun. But, man, you got to loosen them up a little bit with the jabs before you throw that big blow. And, even though we scored a lot of runs, I don't know that we actually got that big blow where it was like the bases clearing double or the 2-run jack. We haven't got that yet. But those are kind of a given with this group over time. I'm very happy that we're showing we can score in some different ways. And it was just that's kind of back-to-back really professional offensive days for this group.
And I know, Coach, I'm Drew DeArmond. I'm 97 Zone. You were on with us on Thursday, and we were kind of talking about some of the local guys that and Coleman Mizell got to make his debut. He made it with a bang, double, and then nearly got another hit. Talk about what you've seen out of him and what you saw about his debut today.
No, bull hits, man. We say that all the time. Bull hit ball hard. That's one thing that guy does, man. He can really hit. And that guy's going to hit right in the middle of our order next year. I mean, that guy is a 3-hole SEC hitter in his future. And with the way he swings the bat, it could be sooner rather than later. I mean, that guy, it's power, it's strength, but it's, man, he controls the strike zone. He can run. I know he's physical and doesn't look like it, but that guy can really move on the bases. Man, he's just a professional hitter already as an 18-year-old kid. I mean, he's going to be a special player for us. And I thought everybody coming off the bench did an outstanding job. We talk about that. Like, you never know when your name's going to be called. You never know when I'm going to tap you on the shoulder. And he comes out and was outstanding. You have Hammy comes out and gets 2 hits out of the box there. And then Will Portera smashes the ball to center for a sac fly. I thought all our guys, and then obviously Cam catching the last inning. You'll see him more in there tomorrow. But I thought everybody coming off the bench, man, it was their time. They were ready. That's easy in a 15-0 game to kind of whatever your at bats and not be hooked in. I thought those 3 guys were outstanding.
Speaking of hitting the ball, Mac, you saw the ball really well today. You're one of the experienced players on this team. What's going into your approach to Oakland this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, as a team, we just want to handle the strike zone very well. And I think that's something that I and everyone else has bought into. And you see, even with Braun's day, he had 3 walks. Like, that's a really good day at the plate. You're seeing the ball really well. You're commanding the zone. And I think that's the biggest thing for us as a team to keep going, keep getting better at, is just do damage on pitches you're supposed to and take the ones you're not.
Mac, and I want to ask you, had a chance to catch 4 guys today. Talk about the stuff you saw. We know Riley's got nasty stuff, but some of the new guys like Heiberger, I mean, I know he's from Oak Mountain. He's a freshman lefty. Just kind of talk about some of the young arms.
No, yeah, the pitchers are awesome. They work really hard over there with JJ, and I think it's kind of cool that they all like buy into what he's doing. They all want to attack the zone. They all want to throw out the best that they can, as everyone does. But I think it's really cool to see all those young guys go out there and actually have confidence, and that's just how you know the preparation's there.
Justin, at shortstop, you're replacing a heck of a glove, and you flashed the leather some today. How important is it for you to defend the infield well?
It's extremely important, and to be honest, I've learned a lot of things from Jim. He's always here, always around, and we're always fielding together. So there's a lot of things, a lot of knowledge in that man, and just to be around him and just to be around good guys like Bryce Eblin, Sweeney, Hodo, a lot of them just all helped me to really understand the game more.
Coach Vaughn, I wanted to ask you, but I know the guy that made his debut today, he's a sophomore. He had a good summer. He's from my area as well, from Phil Campbell. Talk about Mason Sweeney, and I know he can move around the infield a little bit. He played some third last year, but talk about his day today. I thought he had a really good first at-bat, really a good approach today.
Really proud of Mason, man. Like, really proud. That guy fought really, really hard. He's worked his tail off from day one. And very frankly, this is what I love the most about Mace is I went up to him a couple weeks ago and I said, we got a pretty good one here with this guy to my right, and he's going to start at shortstop. And Mason spent a lot of time at shortstop. His exact words to me, he's like, Coach, whatever I got to do to help the team win, you got to stick me in outfield, you put me wherever you want. And I talked to him about that. I said, man, with what he does at the plate, that guy can really hit. He's super athletic. He's dynamic. I said, I need you to be a Swiss Army knife. And he's like, heck yeah, let's do it. And we've moved him around. We played him at second. We played him at third. We played him at short. We moved him everywhere. Not only is that showcase a little bit of his ability, but it also showcases a lot of his unselfishness, and I think, he had a heck of a preseason, man, really swung the bat good in the preseason, doesn't start opening day. And I'm sure there's a little bit of like, man, that stinks, I wish I would have started. And he was cheering his teammates on. He was hooked in yesterday, and when his number was tapped today, he went out. And I don't know what his numbers looked like today, but, man, I thought he had really good at-bats all day long. Just some big spots. Obviously, got on the board with a double. He's an exciting player, man. And, it's funny. It's so weird to think he's a sophomore because he's one of the few guys that are returning, and I feel like he's got a ton of experience, even though it hasn't been in a ton of games yet. But he's going to be a heck of a player for us. I love that kid.